is Donald Trump out of control already? 0207 862 2222 is the number to give us a ring. He won't even be in the White House for another 2 weeks, but incoming President Trump has sparked concerns by saying America needs to seize control of other parts of the world for security purposes. He has been looking to buy Greenland, self-governed part of Denmark, to fend off threats from Russia and China. Take a look at this.
Well, we need Greenland for national security purposes. I've been told that for a long time, long before I even ran. I mean, people have been talking about it for a long time. You have approximately 45,000 people there. People really don't even know if Denmark has any legal right to it. But if they do, they should give it up because we need it for national security. That's for the free world. I'm talking about protecting the free world. You look at, you don't even need binoculars. You look outside, you have China ships all over the place. You have Russian ships all over the place. The Panama Canal is vital to our country. It's being operated by China. China. And we gave the Panama Canal to Panama. We didn't give it to China. And they've abused it. They've abused that gift.
Yeah, the government in Panama deny any of that, but they is talking about how he wants to take control of the Panama Canal as well. Perhaps most concerning of all, Trump has refused to rule out the use of military force.
Can you assure the world that as you try to get control of these areas, you are not going to use military or economic coercion?
No.
And can you tell us a little bit about what your plan is? What is the strategy?
Yeah, I can't assure you. You're talking about Panama and Greenland. No, I can't assure you on either of those two.
Now, his comments came as his son, Donald Trump Jr., visited Greenland for what he claimed was a personal day trip. Greenland's Prime Minister has said that the island is not for sale. What do you make of this, Lowri? Does this worry you?
No, it doesn't worry me. I think that if we look at what happened under Biden, we've got two big wars going on. We've got Ukraine and we've got what's happening between Israel and in Gaza. And Donald Trump was one on a ticket of no more getting involved in foreign wars. So I think he may be talking a great game, but basically he doesn't believe in sending in American troops or indeed giving American weapons.
Wars, but this wouldn't be a foreign war for Trump. Well, this would be him taking over other parts of the world.
I think it's about American boots on the ground, and he said he won't do that. I think he wants to do a deal. I think he's got every right to rattle the...
Buy Greenland? Take control of the Panama Canal?
He's
make Canada.
Yeah, and when you go into a deal, you demand all sorts of stuff you know you're not going to get, and then you negotiate. So
but is there a bit of hypocrisy here? Because he is saying that he's not ruling out taking over Greenland by force for security purposes, and yet we all condemn Russia for
He didn't rule out military or economic strategy. So
but
I didn't know. I think you know, like this. I don't know why we're even really doing this, because you know it's if you watch I watch quite a lot of American TV, and the thing that's been the most hilarious is the Democrats saying, "Oh, he's a fascist, he's a despot, the world is going to end if he gets elected." And then when he does get elected, he gets invited to the White House, and Biden shakes his hand. So, like, you know, he's not a madman. I'm looking forward to him coming. I think actually we might have more peace in the world with him in than with Biden.
We certainly won't be short of things to talk about on this show, that's for sure. Bobby, are you scared when you hear this?
I'll tell you why this is a worry. Donald Trump is going to be the president come the 20th of January, which is the most important position in the free world. It's not a playground where you can tell children, oh, I'm going to take your toys off you, and if you don't give me your sweets. This is world politics. It's all about territorial sovereignty and international law, orders and structure. And the way Donald Trump talks about it is like he's a kid in a playground. And this actually undermines international sovereignty, integrity, and the way in which international politics is conducted. And I think he says things as side throwaway comments, which we might do like in a pub drink, but this is not a pub drink. This is a person that's standing there with the whole world listening. And when he says things, people have to take serious action. So if you're Panama government or the government of Denmark, who's sort of de facto in charge of Greenland, and you're hearing the president of the United States saying we might take it by military force, they have to take that threat seriously. They can't just say, oh, it's just a whim.
We've just given away, or in the process of giving away, the Chagos Islands, which didn't seem to have been discussed with any people, particularly the Chagos Islanders. We've just given that, and then now he's saying he might. I mean, this this idea
Hold
that
on, it's
that
different to
international-
giving something away to people that potentially have a reasonable grounds to take responsibility of it, to just stamping your authority and saying, "I'll have that, thanks."
He's saying it, but nobody actually believes
Okay.
he's going to buy Greenland.
Well,
I mean,
let's
there's, you know.
let's go to the calls and see what our viewers think. John from Murray, you're up first. What's your view? Does Trump scare you?
Very much so. Hello, everybody. Sorry. Greenland is a NATO ally. I live in Bucky. I am 15 minutes away from Aria Flossymouth, which has United States Air Force based there. Where would he be invading Greenland from? It won't be America. It will be a NATO country. That is even the threat of doing it or not ruling out military force brings the possibility of a third world war even closer, because what's he going to do about Ukraine? Is he going to turn around to Putin and say,
He's going to end
you
it in a day, John.
you can have Ukraine,
Okay,
you
but
can
John,
have Ukraine because we want Greenland?
Okay, John, I hear what you're saying and I hear all of your concerns, but on the one hand, you think that Trump is absolutely speaking the gospel truth when he says that he could potentially use force to take Greenland. But on the other hand, we don't believe him when he says he could finish the war in Ukraine in a day. Don't we need to take what Trump says with a pinch of salt? And perhaps Lowri's right, it is just all bluster.
So take the leader of the most strongest power in the free world with a pinch of salt.
Well, that's what Lowri's saying. She's nodding.
It's a negotiating position.
Well, then do we turn around to America and say everything you say we don't believe?
Well, I think that's what Lowri would say, yes. But I hear your concerns, and actually an interesting point about where the America bases are and where they would invade if indeed he was absolutely serious with that. Jeffrey from Dorset, what's your thoughts on this?
My thoughts on this is that it's reminiscent of 1938 and when Chamberlain went to see Hitler in Germany. All about Czechoslovakia.
In what respect?
Hitler wanted to take over Czechoslovakia. The Second World War broke out and he took over Czechoslovakia even before he entered Poland. And I'm thinking Trump is acting exactly in the same way. He wants to take over Greenland.
Get somebody in the back just prompting you there. I wish I had the same thing.
My wife is in the background.
Yeah, you always need one of them. Jeffrey,
it seems to be very similar to what happened then.
But Jeffrey, do you not think it could just be a negotiation stance? He could just be taking a tougher stance. I mean, he's saying high tariffs. Just talking about high tariffs has boosted the dollar.
He's also saying if he doesn't get his way, he will use military force.
He's saying it, but do we really think that he's going to go through with that?
You never know with this man. You really don't know exactly what he might do. People didn't know what Hitler would do.
Well,
but he went ahead. We know what happened then, and this is very similar to what happened then in 1938.
What's the world?
Same sort of thing. Hitler said we need to free the ethnic Germans that are living in Czechoslovakia. We'll take that bit over, let them come to us. Okay, it wasn't quite the same thing with Greenland, but Greenland has an American base. They're wanting to use that, and that now he's saying we want to take over Greenland.
Okay,
and
Jeffrey,
then the next step after that is he wants to take over Canada.
Thank you very much. It sounds like a lot of people are very concerned actually with the things that Trump are saying at the moment. Thank you for all your calls on that. After the break, we're going to